Hello student, welcome to biology class, and today in this video lecture we will discuss about the clotting of blood or coagulation of blood. It means the mechanism that performed by our blood when there is an injury created in our body, and that mechanism is helpful for our body, or it prevent, or this mechanism prevent the excessive loss of blood from our body due to the leakage in the blood vessels during the injury or trauma. So our topic is how this leakage or trauma due to injury in our body blocked or becomes covered or checked by the mechanism we will discuss in this video. So our topic is blood clotting or coagulation. Blood clotting or coagulation. It is known as cascade process. Cascade process. So it is known as cascade process because in this process, or in the mechanism of this process, something, or generally the information passed on successively from one part to another part to perform the whole mechanism or to form the clot of blood. So how the information passed on, we will discuss the mechanism or steps of the blood clotting. So blood clotting complete in several steps, so we will discuss one by one. So first, in step number 1, the corpuscles or the cells which involve in the blood clotting, which are known as thrombocyte or is known as platelet. Thrombocyte and or platelets during the injury, when comes in contact with the air, when it combined with air, it produce or it release a factor which is known as clotting factor. A clotting factor is produced by this combination known as thromboplastin. Thromboplastin is a factor which are formed during first step of coagulation of blood. Then this thromboplastin along with the element which is known as calcium ion. So it catalyze or it stimulate the another step or another reaction, that is it convert the prothrombin the inactive protein. It is an inactive protein present in our plasma. So prothrombin, in the presence of thromboplastin and calcium ion. The presence of thromboplastin and calcium ion which stimulate the prothrombin to becomes active, and the active form of prothrombin is thrombin. This is the active form of this protein. Now thrombin again acts as the coagulating factor, and in third stage this thrombin stimulates the another protein or another inactive protein which is known as fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is another inactive protein in plasma, and thrombin stimulate this fibrinogen or inactive fibrinogen to convert into the active form, which is known as fibrin. And fibrin is the structure which are found as the net of or network of fiber. It means it makes the fiber-like structure or network-like structure, or net-like structure. In the fourth state, this fibrin make a net, and in this net the dead carb cells, that means RBC, WBCs and thrombocytes. These get entangled and they form the blood clot. So if the fibrin make a thread-like structure network of fiber, that means something like this. This is the network of fiber of the fibrin fiber. And in this fibrin fiber, the WBC, RBC or the thrombocytes get entangled. It means here the dead cells or dead blood cells becomes entangled over this, and this make the blood clot. This is the blockage of the injury over the blood vessels, or this is the structure that cover the leakage of the blood vessels. So here fibrin, which is the active form of protein which make the network of fiber, and over this network of fiber these dead carb cells remain attached, and they make a thick reddish colored scum over the injury, and that scum remain on the skin for several days, and after some days they becomes removed after making a skin over the injury. So this is all about the steps or mechanism of blood clotting or blood coagulation, and this take about 4 minutes. So this is the reason why after injury the peoples cover the injured part for several times. But so why the covering is required or necessary? So covering is necessary because the clotting of blood take some time. It is about 4 minutes. So after 4 minutes, when we leave the covering of injured part, we will see that no blood flow from the wound or injured part. So this is about the blood clotting or blood coagulation. In the first stage, thrombocyte comes in contact with air, which produces thromboplastin, which is the first factor for clotting. This thromboplastin, along with calcium ion, activate the prothrombin into thrombin, and this thrombin again activate or stimulate fibrinogen to convert into fibrin, and fibrin is the network of fiber-like structure this fibrin network of fiber along with the dead corpuscles make the blood clot, and this is the final product of blood clotting. So here we will discuss also about the factors which are responsible for which are essential for blood clotting. So the first factor is what? The protein. So the protein which are essential for the blood clotting are the prothrombin and the fibrinogen. These are the two proteins which are the essential factor for the blood clotting. Then the blood corpuscles which are required for blood clotting, it is the thrombocyte or platelets. Now, if the question asks for the element or the metals which are essential for the blood clotting, so the element or metals for blood clotting will be calcium ion. Then sometimes also, or we have also discussed, we have also studied that a vitamin which is known as vitamin K is also responsible for the blood clotting. It means vitamin K make an environment at the place of injury to create blood clot, or to facilitate an environment for these factors to create blood clot at the place of injury. So vitamin K is also an important factor for the blood clotting. Now, if blood clotting take place inside the blood vessels, so what will be happen? Means these are the conditions to clot the blood during the injury especially. But if the blood clot take place due to some reason, blood clot take place inside the blood vessel, then we have studied that the pressure of blood in the blood vessels about 120 to go towards the body cell, and 80 mmHg to go back into the heart. So this pressure, when applied to the blood vessels, it may cause the rupture of blood vessels. So the clotting of blood inside the blood vessels is very dangerous for the body, and in that situation there is another chemical which is found inside our blood, which prevent or which continuously or always inhibit the mechanism of blood clotting inside the blood, and that is known as the anticoagulation agent. And the anticoagulating agent inside our body is known as heparin. So heparin prevent the blood clotting inside our blood vessels. If blood vessels inside the blood vessels blood clotting will take place, so there will be dangerous created in our body. So the hemorrhage, we have studied or we know that hemorrhage generally it is brain hemorrhage. It occurs as brain hemorrhage because in the brain the blood vessels are very narrow, and narrow blood vessels rupture first, and in narrow blood vessels blood clotting or possibility of blood clotting remain high. So brain hemorrhage is the situation of such a mechanism where the clotting of blood takes place inside the blood. So that can be prevented by a special agent inside our blood, present inside our blood, which is known as heparin. But this heparin, when comes in contact with air, these heparin becomes die or becomes inactive, so they cannot prevent the mechanism of blood clotting. So in that condition, the thrombocyte or platelets get initiate for the process of blood clotting. So this is about the another factor, that is heparin, and this is all about the process of blood clotting mechanism. I hope you will be understood clearly from this video. And our next topic is the blood grouping.